Okay, so I know I made a Facebook status talking about how today's appointment was really exhausting. And exhausting, I don't even know if that's the word. So it started this morning. I woke Jude up and I told him he had a doctor appointment. And my mom texted and said she would come and watch Silas. And so I told Jude we needed to get up and get ready, and he totally panicked. He said he wasn't going. He wasn't going to be a big boy today. He said he didn't want me to touch him. He didn't want me to help him get dressed. He didn't want me to do anything, and he wasn't going to do anything. He even kicked at me. And that is so not like Jude. I cannot express how much that is not like Jude. He's very sweet, and I know I'm really not being biased. I'm being serious. That's just not like him to do something like that. And so I knew that he was scared, and so anyways, my mom walked in, and Jude agreed to go if she would go. And so she said she would go with him. So we get there, and they did his blood pressure and weighed him like usual. And there's one woman, the medical assistant there, that has been here and been doing this with Jude and since he was 5 months old, and he's almost 3 years old. So they totally know each other, and he's never ever had a problem with her. She's super sweet. Well, she touched his belly and he hit her 3 times, y'all. I was embarrassed for one, but I knew that if Jude was okay, he wouldn't have done that. He would not have ever hit anybody. I know kids go through those phases and things like that, but that's just not like Jude. Anyways, so we saw the oncologist, and she said scans looked good and stable. And Jude gets scans every 3 months where they have to sedate him, put a mask on him, hold him down. It's a very scary experience. And one of the type of scans he gets requires this big metal thing and an injection with IV, and it's just really scary for him. And so every scan, his emotional state gets worse. And so she said she thinks it's best to start scanning him every 6 months instead of 3. And I was so relieved to hear that. And we can start that immediately. So he doesn't have to be scanned in December. He can wait 3 months he can wait 6 months from now, or from September. So that was a relief, but she said now it's time to enter phase 2 of his treatment, or the next phase of his treatment. He's done with chemotherapy and all these things. So now the next phase of treatment, she said, is one that lasts forever. He has to be evaluated by a doctor periodically to check his health and that he has, and just to check for any kind of signs or symptoms that would be caused by chemotherapy, lasting effects from chemo. And, he doesn't have any hearing loss, but he does have some effect by the chemo has affected some of his the way he hears. They explained it. It's complicated, but and they said by the time he's probably 50 years old, he will need a hearing aid because of chemotherapy. Another thing is the neurologist that said he had sleep myoclonus, which is involuntary movements that happen in your sleep. That she mentioned, the nurse mentioned that could also be caused by chemotherapy. However, and then she started talking about his mental state and just how much of a hard time we've been having with him emotionally and mentally. And so behavioral health called me a few days ago. Let me backtrack. And they wanted to see him. A doctor a few cities away wanted to see him, and I thought that was kind of far. And so I asked if it was a neuropsychologist, and I asked if there was a neuropsychologist around here that he could see, and they said there was. His oncologist said there was, but that this neuropsychologist kind of is wide range. And she said the one that's a few cities away wants to see Jude specifically because she specializes specifically in autism spectrum disorder. And so that's where she's kind of going with that. And I told his oncologist that I had canceled his appointment because it was so far. And she said, you need to call and you need to reschedule that appointment. And so I kind of argued with her back and forth. And she told me that because Jude has a sensory problem where he vomits with certain textures of food, and it's food that he likes. It has nothing to do with being a picky eater. It's the texture of the food. Even looking at certain foods, he has vomited or dry heaved and gagged, and he doesn't spit the food out. He vomits, like projectile vomits. And it's really hard on him because it scares him because he wants to eat the food, but he's too scared to. And it's foods that he likes. And so as that problem has been getting worse, so has, the behavioral and the social and just other things that's going on with him. A lot of stimming or tics. I call them tics. They called them stereotypies, which is the same as stimming. He has a ring around his mouth right now because his tics or stimming get worse the more excited he is. And so he gets so excited, and he spent the weekend with his cousin, and he came back with sores all over right here from where he's been licking. I don't need to touch my face. So just that the behavior and the anxiety and things like that are really starting to affect him. And so just he has a lot of symptoms going on right now, and they believe that he's very well could be on the spectrum, the autism spectrum. And so they want to see him, someone who specializes in autism spectrum disorder. And like his oncologist said, she said, I know it's hard. She said, she said, did you want to give Jude chemo? And I said, of course I didn't want to give Jude chemo. I cried and I cried and I cried that I had to poison my own son with something so toxic as chemotherapy. And she said, well, it's the same thing. In parenting, you have to do what's best for your kids, even if it hurts them. And because she wanted me to put something nasty on his lips that would taste bad to get him to stop licking. And I told her that would make me feel so sad. So anyways. He has an appointment scheduled on October 20th, and it's an all-day appointment. He will be evaluated all day long, and where did you find that? Let me see you. You got a hat?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Come on, that's my puzzle.
Back your puzzle, okay. And so anyways, it was just a really exhausting morning, and just kind of an exhausting day. Just, you kind of get into the mind state of, okay, once the tumor's gone, once the cancer's gone, we can move on and not have to deal with this anymore. And, though the scans will be more spaced out, it's just a reminder that, she said the word forever, and it's like it just like echoed in my ear, and I just heard like forever, 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 like they do on the movies. And it's just like, gosh, forever is a long, long time. But, if I understand there's lots of risks in the chemo. I had to sign a consent form saying I understood the risks of secondary cancers and of heart effects. And a big one was infertility. Leukemia was one of them. Hearing loss, organ damage. So many things can be a direct cause from the chemotherapy. And so I like that they're going to monitor him his entire life. But it's that like I'm coming, after 2 years of doing this, like I'm coming to the realization that it's not over. Not only is it not over and he still has cancer, whenever his cancer is gone, it's always going to be dealt with. And not only that, but now we're dealing with the autism problems and the anxiety and the OCD and just the the things that are going on. It's just and they've been going on a long time, but we thought it was just we went through the phase of PTSD, and we thought it was
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, and we thought it was something that would go away. And it's just having to see your child just seem like he lives in a different world than everybody else, is he wants to see himself. He just came in here a little bit ago. I haven't been talking about all this with him right here in front of him. Say hi to yourself.
Hi.
Oh, take your hat off.
I need it done.
Oh, put it on.
I need it really hard.
And you need to wear it. But anyway, so that's just my update on Jude, and I'm gonna start saving all of these videos I make because I just don't want to forget anything right now. And so here we are, journey number 2 and 3. I guess cancer and chemo was journey number 1. Just this, like, I'm so blessed for the life that I have, and I don't ever want to complain about it. But sometimes it's just so daunting. I don't know what the word is. Redundant? I don't know. I just have to learn to find the light where I am instead of at the end of the tunnel. Because the tunnel won't always end where I want it to. Anyways, say bye.
Bye.
Say thanks for watching my update.
Thanks for watching my update.
Don't pick your nose. Bye, guys.
Okay, play now with